Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So as promised, I was trying to go ahead and figure out a builder for the Tatars. Still don't really know exactly how to pronounce that civilization. But then I got me thinking. I checked the tech tree, and besides this early game bonus, which is the sheep, contain 50% more food, there's not really anything special about the civ. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a very strong civilization. It's overall very flexible. However, as far as like innovative builders, there wasn't a lot for me to think of. This is, I'm going to leave you guys with a couple thoughts for the civ, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys another builder with a different civ. So for the Tatars, basically what I'm thinking here is that they can open anything. They're very flexible. They can open men-at-arms, they can open scouts, and they can even open, men-at-arms towers, because they do get extra food from their sheep, which is, a fairly good early game bonus. I do recommend, however, that you guys use crossbow or cav archer in the castle age to really take advantage of their hill bonus, because archers, it's much easier to take advantage of hill bonus if you're a mobile unit like a cav archer, and also if you're a ranged unit. So that's why cav archer is better than a knight, for example, because all your arrows are shooting from uphill, whereas knights, you have to like go force a fight, and your units have to be like attacking downhill, so it's very hard to organize that. But definitely some small feudal pressure going to cav archers and castle age will be very solid with the civ. It also takes advantage of the unique tech later on, which gives our cav archers a +1 pierce armor. So that's gonna be my thoughts on the civ. Do some feudal age, whatever you want to do. Make sure in castle age you end up with either crossbow or cav archer, but again, they're very flexible. You can easily do some knights as well. Choice is yours, but there's nothing much for me to do. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the fastest drush possible in the game to my knowledge, and that is going to be with the Lithuanians. This is not just a stupidly fast drush where you can't, follow it up on anything. This is actually a very legit strategy in my opinion, and it basically, takes advantage of the fact that Lithuanians get an extra 150 food. So let me go ahead and show you guys the build. Just a heads up, this is actually not my build. I found the idea elsewhere. This is just going to be my take on it. But again, the original idea was definitely not mine. I think I found it on a Aoe2 post, actually, funny enough. But I thought I'd show you guys because maybe some of you guys haven't heard of it yet and would find it interesting as well. Just a heads up, this build is very sharp, so make sure you're following along exactly what I'm doing, because the timing and the steps really, really matter. Alright, enough talking, let's hop right into the fastest drush possible in Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. First thing you want to do is drop only one house. Yes, one house only. It's very important that you don't drop two houses, because we're going to need the rest of the wood to go ahead and make the men-at-arms. Oh, sorry. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and, with one build the barracks where we think is the front of our base. There it is. And notice I'm still going to be gathering some wood with one vill. That's important because I'm going to need to get one more house eventually as well. So this vill is on purpose going to be chopping that wood a little bit longer. Alright. So I'm going to scout my base a little bit here, but we really want to go as fast as possible. Alright. Because we need to scout our enemy here. Alright, once this villager comes to 5 wood, we're going to go ahead and take him off the lumber and instead put him to sheep, and then we're going to make a house. Right away, we can already queue up 2 militia, and we already have the house to back it up, and we're going to send the goats in quickly to follow. Once you get the 6 on sheep, we're going to re-put the villager onto the forest to be able to save up for the next house. There we go. So again, just in time, my house coming in. Perfect. Again, no villager idle time. The idle time is simply just for the militia. And now we're just going to gather some wood with 2 vills. And then the next villager will go ahead and grab my boar. Now we've got 2 militia that I'm going to go ahead and send straight across the map. You don't wait for the third. You just make the second, 2 militia, and you go straight across the map. You cannot really afford the third in this build. However, if you want to idle your TC, you could actually try and squeeze it in. But I recommend you guys follow this builder and only do the 2 militia drush. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull in this boar now. Okay, I'm going to continue scouting my map. So again, still with my militia moving out, and with my scouts still scouting at home. You want to make sure you find all your resources as well. And now we need to go on straggler trees instead of going on our actual wood line. Alright, finding some sheep, but that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and look for my opponent here. I notice I am taking some straggler trees with a few vills. This is perfectly normal. Alright, still looking for my opponent, still looking for some resources at home. The next step to consider is just, I need to get my, my lumber camp down. The build is quite standard from here. As soon as I drop my lumber camp, I do need my second board. There it is, good stuff. So I found all my resources now. And, I haven't really found too much of my opponent. I do know a sheep is here. Let's see if I can find him. And now my scouts will go ahead and join. Alright, good stuff. So I'm still going to continue gathering straggler trees. What about like, 4 or 5 villas? Because you definitely need to get enough wood income to actually, get your buildings in time. There we go. And notice how I'm bringing these boards in, pretty good timing. Okay, so once you get enough wood for the lumber camp, let's go ahead and drop that with our 5 villas. But actually, make sure to keep one, taking the straggler trees, because you do want to... Oh, my board is messed up there. You do want to drop that next house as well. Alright, so still looking for my opponent here. Again, you're supposed to already have found your opponent. You need to pay more attention to actually find your opponent. I'm kind of playing this sloppily. Next fill, we'll make a house. You'll get house for a little bit, but not too big a deal. And there it is. I'm at his base at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I could have been at his base if I was just paying a little bit more attention at around 4 minutes. So again, it's like pretty much the fastest rush in terms of how fast the militia come out. And then it's just up to you to actually find your opponent and do the damage. So right now, there he is, unloomed, and this is standard. Your opponent will not have loom at this time. It's just, most players will not have loom. And there you go. You can easily pick off a couple vills, even with only 2 vills. Your next step at home is just to go ahead and make your mill. And at this point, you've got a couple options. You can fast castle, or you can follow it up with some feudal pressure. I'm going to show you guys the way to follow it up with feudal pressure, because I think the build is a little bit tighter for that. Once the boards are done, you want to take as much sheep as possible, and send a few more vills to the berries. At this point, I've got 5 on wood. It's very important that you have 5 on wood and not the regular 4, because you do need that additional wood to be able to, afford the mill and afford the lumber camp in time. Right, and as you can see, they can't really defend from this because they don't have loom. They're still, not getting their board. I mean, at this time, most players would have gotten their board, but most players do not have loom. So it's very, very good, timing for the Drush. And even if they get loom, you can still harass them a little bit. All right, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and get loom, and then after this, we'll click up at a regular 22 pop. If you, take away my 2 minute arms here, I would be at 22 pop. So we should hit around 10 minutes and 15 seconds to the feudal age. I prefer to follow this up with archers just because it's a little bit easier than following up with some scouts. There it is. And even if Lithuanians don't get access to crossbow, it's still a pretty solid archer transition in the feudal age. And then later you can transition to either cab archers or just go for some knights. So there you go. We're going to have 5 on that wood line. Let's go ahead and send 3 more vills over to the gold. I think it's over here. Yeah, I think. Oh, my gold might be on the front actually. All right. Well, it might be here, so let's send a vill just to make sure it's there. Or here. Yeah, so that was my bad. My scouting was not great, but the builder still stands, I think. Can I find my gold? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and send these guys over to the gold. Alright, and then the rest can just gather some straggler trees, and these guys can take some gold. And again, you already have your barracks down, so you just take the straggler trees. You already have some berries. You want to have 4 on berries at this stage, and then you can easily follow it up with some archers here. You could add in militia and go for men at arms and feudal. There's a lot of options here, and as long as you get your men at arms down, fast and find your opponent real quickly while keeping your economy stable at home, you should have a lot of success with this builder. Just gonna show you guys as I'm aging up to feudal age, you're gonna have the economy to actually drop 2 archery ranges right off the bat. So it's a very solid builder, even for an economy perspective. There it is, and you can even afford your double barracks. So that's gonna be pretty much the end of this builder. Feudal age by 1020, you've done pretty good damage with the 2 militia drush in the early game. Again, you're trying to catch your opponent off guard as much as possible, and then you follow it up with a standard archer build, and from here it's like a regular game. However, you do have that early advantage with those 2 militia. So if you guys enjoyed this builder, I'm sorry that I didn't come, with a Tatars builder as promised. But like I said, the civ is just not unique enough. It doesn't have anything special about it. So I decided to just not bore you guys with a regular builder, and instead present you the fastest rush possible in Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. The game drops officially tomorrow, so I'm going to be streaming it on my Twitch channel. Make sure to come, stop by, check it out. And for the next month, or until the end of the year, most likely, I'm going to have a mix of DE content as well as regular game content on my channel. So hopefully there'll be something for everyone. However, I will probably focus primarily on Definitive Edition on my stream. So we'll see how things go, but I'll likely focus on DE on stream and then mix it up for the YouTube. Thanks for watching, everyone. Drop a like and comment if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.